Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Week 5 of the Premier Ultimate League in Knoxville, Tennessee. We have an exciting regional Southeast matchup tonight between the Atlanta Soul and the home Nashville NightShade, hosting away from home tonight over in Knoxville. My name is Jeremiah Branson, coming to you live from South Doyle High School. I'm joined tonight by Jenny Newby as we bring to you what promises to be a very exciting matchup of two teams looking for their first win. Before we get into the excitement of tonight's game, we'd like to take a moment to acknowledge our sponsors. The Discraft Ultra Star is the official disc of the Premier Ultimate League. Discraft, the world leader in disc sports. And this live broadcast of the Premier Ultimate League is brought to you by Breakmark Ultimate Apparel. Go to breakmark.com to place your next custom team order or check out the PUL Athlete Collab shops. All right. Jenny, this matchup is going to be a ton of fun. We've got Nashville in black and Atlanta in white. And I believe Nashville will be starting on defense. Jenny, what are you most excited for in this matchup between these two teams?
Well, this is the fourth game of the year for NightShade. This will be Atlanta's third game, and I think we're going to see that these teams, they've both had tough schedules to start out the season, but they're really starting to build some chemistry, really starting to work together. I'm excited to see what these teams can do tonight as they start to cook.
Absolutely. This is Nashville's first home game. They've unfortunately had to play 3 games on the road to start the season. Had a really close game up in Indianapolis, and then 2 not so close games at DC, who are in first place right now, and then at Raleigh, who are the defending champions. So they've had a really tough schedule to start the year. Atlanta has played also a couple close games. They had to play Raleigh, and they had to play at Austin as well. So 2 tough schedules for these teams, which means they're seasoned, they're ready. They're ready to play each other tonight.
That's right. We talked to coaches before the game, and both teams' coaches said that they were ready to really see what these teams could do on offense and on defense.
They also talked about just focusing on the now, not focusing on not having a win, but just going out there and playing. As we're set to pull, Sylvia Brown with the pull for Nashville, and we get our first look tonight at the Atlanta offense. They run a hex style of offense. You're going to see a lot of quick passes, a lot of big swings, and a lot of fast movement from them tonight. And Big D by Mia Lettery right at the start of the game. Nashville's going to have a break chance right here at the start.
She had a read on that one the whole time.
She did. Great play. She swings it to the center of the field, and the Nashville defense is attacking on offense. Big bid, Becca. No, I'm sorry, that's Micah Roberts over the middle. You're going to see her hit the ground a lot tonight. Re-centers back over to Mia Lettery.
Ooh, some good help defense there from Atlanta.
Big under there, Elena Rubino. The Nashville offense already looking smooth here on defense, looking to get a break to start this game. Oh, but an unfortunate throwaway. Somebody streaking deep there for Atlanta, but nobody able to get to... Oh, she does get to the disc. Huck goes up. Oh, just off the fingertips there of the Atlanta player, number 6. That is Natalie Willie Wilson. Unfortunately, could not come down with that one.
I think we're going to see a lot of big throws tonight out of Atlanta. They're a team that really likes to run and gun.
They do. Micah Roberts with the disc over the middle. We're seeing some big undercuts early from Nashville. That bodes really well for their offense throughout the flow of this game. But 2 Ds already to start this game. That has to make you feel good. Turnover, unfortunate drop there from Sylvia Brown. Atlanta now going to pick up the disc, middle of the field, looking to try and get the dirty hold here on this first point of the game. What a snag there. Second effort catch. Big throw going up. And that is Natalie Wilson, number 6, reeling in this one, getting back the earlier drop.
Both teams had a little bit of the jitters there on the first point. I think just going to take them a moment to settle into their game, settle down. Everybody's really excited right now.
Absolutely, but you have to feel good if you're the Nashville defense, starting the game with 2 looks at a break. As we get into the flow of this game, you're going to look to get as many turnovers as you can as a defense, and that's a really good start if you're the Nashville defense. And if you're the Atlanta O-line, you're just happy to see that one get in.
That's right, and from a nice deep field shot, too.
That was a great throw.
So we're going to get our first look here at the NightShade offense.
So whereas Atlanta runs more of the fast-paced style run-and-gun hex offense, Nashville's going to look to spread the field a little bit. They're going to look for more big undercuts that set up big throws. Going to try and spread the field with as much space as possible. So two different styles of offense going head-to-head here tonight, and we'll get our first look at the Atlanta D-line as well. Mia Greiner with the PUL. You'll know where she is at all times in this game with the pink bow in her hair. As the disc gets centered to Captain Catherine Gilbert, number 27. Swings over to Tori Taylor. Little bobble there, but she handles it. And already seeing big space opened up. Emily Branson gets a catch on the far side of the field. A little bit of clogging in the reset space, but beautiful inside shot there to Margie Quinn. And it looks like we have our first call of the game.
Looks like maybe a travel call?
Maybe a travel call. Doing the hand signal for foul, but I didn't really see much there. Looks like we're just going to tap and play from there. So Nashville offense gaining a lot of yards right at the start. Good catch there from Emily Branson. Really high pressure defense from the defender. Already seeing a lot of really close defense from both teams here. Great snag there, Margie Quinn. Nashville doing a fantastic job resetting the disc, being very patient. Right on the doorstep now, Grace Castro. Swings it out wide. Margie Quinn doesn't have the finish cut, but there it is. Tori Taylor!
Great patience there from Nashville.
Unbelievable offense from Nashville NightShade to start this game. They were incredibly patient. They spread the field well, and then they punched it in there in the red zone on the goal line. You have to be happy with that point for the coaching staff for Nashville. First point of the game on fair offense, and you just march right down the field and punch it in super easy.
And we talked to Catherine Gilbert, one of the NightShade captains, before the game, and she said one of the keys to this game is really going to be, this is the first time they've had their whole O-line together from absences, injuries. They're here together today. They're trying to build that chemistry to see really what they've put together here on offense. So this is going to be our first look at it.
You'll be hearing Tori Taylor's name quite a bit tonight as well. That is Nashville NightShade player number 10. She is going to be flying all over the field. Fantastic cutter, and will hit the ground quite a bit on some big bids as well, I expect.
She's a tenacious defender. Doesn't prefer to play defense. She's on the O-line, but she is not afraid to sacrifice her body.
That is right, and I believe the quote she said to us at the start of the game was, if we play great offense, I don't have to play defense, which she's absolutely correct there. Atlanta coming back now on offense. Big swing to the far side of the field, and a big undercut there right off the pull play, getting the motion going.
No, we're good. We're good.
Swings it around, able to get it to the far side of the field, now to the break side. Atlanta doing a great job working up the break side. Beautiful inside shot there.
What a shot.
What a throw up the line.
That was the assist from Soju Hikari.
And I believe
20.
that throw went to number 31, Maria Vargas. What an inside shot there, and great use of the break side for Atlanta. That point looked a lot more calm compared to the first point of the game. And, man, the O-line might have figured it out there after that first point.
Yeah, I think we'll see both offenses settle in here and do the work they came to do.
And in talking to both coaching staffs before the game, what I was mentioning earlier, you know, the message for both of these teams needs to be focus on this point. Focus on the next point that you have in front of you. And I think Atlanta did a phenomenal job of that right there.
Yeah, as you mentioned earlier, both teams looking for their first win here, but trying to win this game 1 point at a time. Not getting swept up in trying to win the whole game at once.
That's right. Jenny, if you are the Atlanta defense here, what's something you can do to try to muck up the pull play or the offense of Nashville after that first clean hold for them?
Well, we know that Nashville's going to try to swing the disc across the field and really use all the space. So if we can
big huck going up. Oh, and just too far for cutter Becca Henley. She was open. just a little too far out of reach there. So now Atlanta will get their first look at a break that they have had this game. We'll see what the Atlanta defensive offense looks like.
Here we go, Ray! Here we go, Ray!
Gets the break swing off the sideline. Good seal there from Grace Castro. Oh, Tori Taylor almost on the under. 55.
Ooh, good pressure.
Gets, an unfortunate drop from Naomi Anderson there. Had a nice upline cut, just couldn't reel it in. Emily Branson picking up the disc in red zone territory for Nashville. Swings it just too wide for Grace Castro. Unfortunately, Nashville with 2 unforced errors in this point here. Naomi Anderson now picking up the disc, hoping to attack the other way. And again, Atlanta getting another look at a break. That throw was just too far out of the hands there.
Yep. Good containment here by Nashville. Atlanta really wanted to pick up the disc and get it moving.
Naomi Anderson, number 18, now with a nice inside flick there. Good catch, middle of the field. Atlanta finally getting some movement upfield. Great handler defense, just not enough. Huck going up. Comes down with it just short of the goal line. I believe that is Captain Morgan Lally with the catch there. Gives a fake, looking to swing it back to the middle of the field. Cut up line, not quite in, and now in. And Atlanta with the first break of the game. That was a fantastic huck, and then great red zone there to finally punch it in. Unable to get a number on who scored. I apologize, but number 3, Alex Kruger, I believe, getting in for the score. And Atlanta strikes first on defense. Ginny, if you're Atlanta and you get a nice turn there, I think that you'd want to just attack like they did there. That was a phenomenal job of picking it up, finding the deep cutter, and hitting them to try and punch it in for a break.
And Atlanta's coaches said that that's what they were looking to do in this game, is to really get that disc moving downfield and challenge a deep space.
So our score here, 3-1 now, Atlanta. And we will get another look back at the Nashville O-line. We'll see if they can settle back down a little bit after 2 unfortunate miscues to start the game. To start that last point, excuse me. Centers upfield to Sylvia Brown, and a wide open cutter upfield, and Mary Turner gives a big fake anyway. Got another cutter upfield, and Mary Turner is left unguarded in the middle of the field right now. Now she finally has a defender. Back to Sylvia Brown. Micah Roberts on the end. Nashville eating up chunks of yardage, getting down the field. Now unfortunate throwaway there. Hits the turf, and an Atlanta player streaking again. Mia Greiner with the big fake. Nashville covered the deep space well. And Atlanta looking to attack again for back-to-back breaks. Good seals on the mark there, and an around throw, and forces the turnover. Sylvia Brown going to pick it up now. We'll see if the Nashville offense can punch it in. Atlanta doing a really good job of sagging in the middle of the field. Their coaches told us that we were going to see a lot of that this game, Jenny.
Yeah, trying to pull someone deep. They're really trying to respect those deep shots from Nashville, trying to get somebody back in there.
Absolutely. So the key for Nashville going to be to try to send a couple cutters at once to pull that defender and hopefully leave somebody open. So far, though, it is working for Atlanta, as this throw just too far out of bounds. A valiant effort to try and save that swing pass. But now Atlanta again. We've seen 4 straight turnovers from the Nashville offense, and Atlanta picking up the disc once again, looking for a second break in a row.
Great defense there.
Fantastic defense there. Sylvia Brown throws it upfield. Nashville on the counterattack. They've got numbers. And Nadine Rowan just in the end zone, and she dumps it to Mary Turner, who scores. After those last couple points, it has to feel good for Nashville to see the disc get into the end zone. And our score 3-2.
They just got numbers upfield, and the defense couldn't catch up.
That's right. That was a great use of the counterattack for Nashville there, pushing the pace on the turn, taking advantage of Atlanta's slow to get on defense there on a turn. If you're Atlanta, though, you have to feel really good of where you're at. First offensive point of the game for Nashville. They marched right down the field and scored, and since then they've forced 4 turnovers. Jenny, something we talked about before the game, too. The Nashville team this year is without former superstars Jesse Schaffner and Rachel Kramer, both stepping into more of a coaching role this year.
That's right. We talked to Kramer before the game. She mentioned that it's been a bit of an adjustment, moving from being a player and working with these women as your peers into being a coach. But she said she has had the experience of a lot of really great coaches in her ultimate career, and she ultimately wants to be that for someone else.
That's an awesome thing when you get to kind of carry the torch. So we're excited to see how she does in more of a coaching role this year. Nashville on defense now. Atlanta, we get another look at the O-line for them. Wide open over the middle of the field, and they are on the attack now. Takes a look at the huck. Lily Popovich does, but eventually decides to swing it around. Sam Lee swings it to the middle of the field. Oh, close there is a great catch by Danny Ortiz, and Huck going up. We've got a sky battle now in the end zone, and she comes down with it. What a catch.
What a great catch.
Lily Popovich in the end zone, number 51. She comes down with the sky. If you're Bethany Bailey, that's all that you could do there on defense. She just made a great play.
Yeah, Bethany had great position there, but we've seen it from Lily Popovich all season. Great in the deep space.
And a great throw there from Danny Ortiz. Might have been a little floatier than she anticipated, but it got exactly where she wanted it to go. And a great catch by Lily Popovich to come down with it. One thing Nashville might have to do to try to slow down this Hex offense, it seems like Atlanta hasn't hucked too many times, which their coach told us before the game they wanted to stretch the field deep a little more. But if you're the Nashville defense, you want to try to get in those lanes and stop those quick throws that set up those big ones. So we'll see if they're able to make those adjustments throughout the course of this game. But they've played phenomenal handler defense. They've just been giving up on a few of those deeper looks. So 4-2 now. The pull goes up, and we're looking at the Nashville O-line again. The centering pass to Catherine Gilbert, eating up a lot of yards there on the pull. Big under. Becca Henley, also in the middle of the field, pops it out to Margie Quinn. Nashville once again able to eat so many yards right at the start of these plays. Good upline from Margie Quinn. Now we'll see the red zone offense. Still doing a good job of patience here, looking for the right shot. Swings it around to Catherine Gilbert. Good handler movement here. But also great downfield defense from Atlanta here, forcing Nashville to just reset the disc over and over. Open on the front cone, not quite in as Catherine Gilbert throws it, but that's a travel. She was not yet in the end zone, and it will go back.
So if you catch the disc and run into the end zone, you do have to reestablish your position at the front of the end zone before attempting to throw again. So
it's unfortunate there. If she was aware of where she was at, she might have been able to jump in. We'll see if they can punch it in here, though. Swings it back to Margie Quinn, striking across. Swings it back, front end zone. Oh, just a throwaway there. That's unfortunate. Had a great look at it, but the
otherwise
Atlanta
a
defense
very
hold.
patient possession from Nashville.
That's right. We'll see if they can get it back here. Mia Greiner with the disc. Stall count rising.
And it looks like a timeout.
And they call the timeout. So each team gets 2 timeouts per half. Atlanta uses one here in an attempt to get another break.
And in the PUL, you're able to substitute on timeouts here. You can sub out as many people as you like, so a lot of times coaches will use this as an opportunity. If there's a turn, they might bring in their O-line instead, try to work the field and try to get that break. we'll see what Atlanta does here with the disc.
Jenny, if you're the Nashville coach, what's your message here after that heartbreaking turn on the goal line? You were so close. Your offense was so good. So now how do you motivate them to go play defense?
I mean, you really just they were so patient, working it all the way down the field. They were getting open. They were getting good looks. And sometimes it just doesn't break your way, but really have to show resilience here.
So we'll see what substitutions Atlanta makes here in the timeout. That is their first time. That's the first time out in general of the game. We'll see if they make any substitutions to try and get this break going the other way. Looks like we have a new player picking up the disc here.
Let's live forward with the disc. So it looks like Atlanta has brought in some more of their O-line players here.
Understandable, trying to go the other way to get a second break. That would be a phenomenal break, go up maybe 5-2 with just a couple minutes left in the first quarter. We do play 4 quarters today. They do not have to score before the clock runs out of the quarter in the first, second, or third quarters. It is just whoever has possession will finish that possession, and then it'll be the end of the quarter. If it is in the fourth quarter, they do have to score before the buzzer. And Nashville gets a turn there. Margie Quinn, phenomenal reset defense, forces a high-pressure throw. And Nashville now attacking back in the red zone immediately. We'll see if they can punch it in. Good switch there from the Atlanta defense. And Nashville once again having phenomenal patience. And Margie Quinn with the bookends. The Reverend with a phenomenal defensive play that leads to the offensive score. And that is a hold for Nashville. That is one that they had to have to not dig themselves into too big of a hole here. So it is 4-3. Minute and a half left in the first quarter.
That's great defense there from Nashville, keeping the disc down close to their own end zone, not letting Atlanta work it back up the field.
Assist there from Tori Taylor to Margie Quinn. Man, that has to feel good if you're Nashville to get that disc back and to punch that one in.
So you may have noticed at the beginning of our broadcast, we said we are live from Knoxville, Tennessee. We are actually the first home game of the year here in Knoxville. One of the missions of NightShade is to really grow Ultimate across the state, really pull from all the talented players in the region. There are 7 players on this roster who live in Knoxville currently, and several more who have lived and played in Knoxville in the past. So Knoxville Ultimate actually is a sponsor of NightShade this year, and so we're really excited to be hosting the team here in Knoxville.
Absolutely. A lot of Knoxville representation over the years on Nashville NightShade, and a lot of ties to the University of Tennessee, which is located here in Nashville. Shameless plug for my co-commentator, Jenny Newby, head coach of the University of Tennessee Boss program, which has a few players playing today. Super exciting. And Nashville gets a turn there. Looks like they will have last possession of this first quarter with a chance to tie this game up. And it looks like they will call timeout as well.
That's
so
smart. Great use of the timeout here.
What a play there. You were super excited if you're Nashville to get this disc back. Unfortunate drop there from Atlanta, but if you're Nashville, you have a chance to tie this game up going into the first quarter and get some momentum back on your side heading into the second quarter. Have a minute and 14 left in this first quarter. And we will, like I said, the team with the possession, when the clock runs out, they just get to finish that possession. So we'll see if Nashville tries to run the clock out before scoring, or if they just try to run their normal offense and punch it in. Don't know that there's a right or wrong answer on that strategy there. Just a matter of what their personnel is and what they feel confident in doing.
Yeah, and I think these coaches have a lot of faith in this O-line. Like I said, the first time we've really seen the O-line at full strength here this year. But the coaches are really optimistic about the talent they've got here on the team, and really seeing a lot of young players, a lot of new players to this squad, really bringing it together and trying to create something special here.
That's right. Before the game, we found out that Nashville's just super excited to feel at strength for this game. They've had a few games where they've had some injuries. They've had a few games where they've had people missing for weddings or different things. So excited to have pretty much a majority of their squad here today. Unfortunately, Rachel Barr did go down this week, boost with an injury to her ankle. But other than that, Nashville is they feel confident today in the strength that they've brought. Throw up the middle, nice snag there. Gets it back. Oh, foul called on the mark.
Foul called on Atlanta.
It's Melissa Gronsky with the disc.
Looks like it is uncontested by Mia Greiner on the marks. Tapping it in. Nashville will maintain possession. Right through the hands of Grace Castro, and Atlanta gonna go back on the offensive end. Big undercut here. Atlanta attacking fast the other way, looking to punch this in. 36 seconds left in the quarter. Great downfield defense there, and very close on the reset. Big throw going up. Yes, and what a D there. Mel getting the block over the middle. Catherine Gilbert with the disc in the middle of the field. Assume that this will be the last possession of this quarter for Nashville. 10 seconds left, but they do not have to score. They will get to maintain possession. Emily Branson with a great snag there. Big undercut to Grace Castro. Tori Taylor. Nashville now being as patient as they need to be, continuing to reset the disc very well. Becca Henley now with the disc, middle of the field. Nashville back in the red zone. Phenomenal reset defense there from Naomi Anderson, but they just pop it right over the head to Tori Taylor. This would be a big break. Emily Branson gets the upline score, and Nashville brings the game to 4-4.
And that is the end of the first quarter.
Woo! What a start to this game. Jenny, you'll have to forgive a little bit of bias for me. That is my wife that caught that goal, but we have a 4-4 game. This game is going to be so much more fun.
I think we're just getting warmed up here, Jeremiah.
Absolutely. What a start to this game. These teams were actually founding members of the Premier Ultimate League and have been playing each other since 2018. So last year, Nashville goes to Atlanta. It was a close game for 3 quarters. Atlanta pulled away at the end for the win. 2 years ago in Nashville, Atlanta had to come to Nashville, and that game was actually held at Monkey Bowl, the club tournament that we're all familiar with and love. And unfortunately, that game had a ton of people at it, and Nashville won that game by 2. So this is kind of the rubber match in a way between these two teams. So excited for the rest of this game.
And they're hoping the home crowd, Nashville's home crowd, can bring a little bit of energy here. So far, we got a good crowd that's assembled here. I see a smattering of Atlanta Soul folks. They've had a pretty good turnout.
Not too far of a drive, Atlanta to Knoxville, and we were actually talking before the game. It'd be cool if we're able to host this game in future years. It kind of becomes like a bit of a border battle, like college football teams have done in the past. You know, you've got Nashville and Atlanta having to meet halfway in Knoxville to have an exciting matchup. So maybe we get a trophy or something in the future if we're able to keep hosting this game.
Ooh, I love that idea. You know, a lot of these women have played together on various club teams, both in the women's and mixed divisions. A lot of them will be playing this upcoming club season, both with and against each other. So
absolutely, a lot of familiarity between the Tennessee and Georgia scenes in high school, in college, in club, and now in professional. And I would expect nothing less from this game that we would have a 4-4 tie at the end of the first quarter. So to kind of recap that first quarter, Nashville comes out on offense. They get a very clean hold to start, and then Atlanta bites back. They get 2 breaks on the Nashville offense. They go up 3-1, and then Nashville fights right back, and we got an even score. So we're in for a heavyweight bout for the rest of this game.
That is for sure.
Anybody wearing official NightShade gear?
Nashville started the game on defense, which means they'll come out the beginning of this quarter on offense.
The second quarter is about to begin.
Excited to see Atlanta continuing with their Hex offense. This is probably the best I've seen it look in their first 2 games. You know, they played Austin, they played Raleigh, and the Hex offense just couldn't quite find the rhythm. But so far, it's looked pretty good to start this game.
They're moving the disc well. They're not standing around waiting, and that's one of the keys to the Hex, is to really take that first open look, keep the disc moving, don't let the defense recover.
And that's good to see. You know, as we get into the season a little more, it's nice to see teams like finding their stride. And for Atlanta, you know, they have 9 rookies this year. They're a very young team. And so really looking, I think their coach Jack told us before the game that they do have a lot of rookies, but they're not rookies to Ultimate. So they're rookies to Premier Ultimate League, but they're still incredibly strong players. He called them grizzled vets, I believe was the phrase he used.
That's right. So it's just a matter of building chemistry. They have the experience. They have the know-how. It's just getting to know your teammates, knowing how your teammates, where they're going to be, what kind of looks that they want, and that just comes with time. I think we're starting to see that click a little bit here today.
Absolutely. Just looking to build over the course of the year, but as we mentioned before, one of these 2 teams is walking out of here with their first win of the season. So, Jenny, I know the coaches told us that they're not thinking about it, and they're trying not to get the players to think about it, but be honest here, the players have to have that in the back of their mind somewhere, right?
Oh, you got to be thinking about it. Everybody wants to leave with the W.
Atlanta pulling now. Mia Greiner on the pull to start this second quarter. Beautiful pull there. And we'll get another look at the Nashville O-line. We'll see if they've worked out all the jitters after that first quarter.
And you see Atlanta playing really kind of far back on the mark a lot of times. They're kind of a flat mark, or when they get to the sideline, sort of forcing back to the middle. They're really trying to keep Nashville from spreading the disc across the field and using all that space.
That's right. Nashville's still doing a good job of being able to get it wide, particularly going through the middle of the field and then bouncing it outside and then right back to the middle of the field. As we have a pick call downfield. Like the disc will stay with number 10, Tori Taylor.
For those that aren't familiar, a pick is when you are prevented from following your line on defense. Could be you run into an opposing player, you run into one of your own teammates.
Phenomenal layout block
great
from Mia
team.
Greiner, but there's a foul call. Looks like Catherine Gilbert felt like she came too far into her space. They will talk it out. Unbelievable heads-up play from Mia Greiner. There was a lot of contact, Jenny, but it looks like Mia got to the disc first. That's a tough one to know.
It is. Now the players will try to talk it out on the field, and if they can't make the call, if they can't come to a consensus, they can go to the observers, the gentleman you see there in the green
And
shirt.
it looks like we will get an observer ruling. Our head observer tonight, Neil Taylor, and then Lawson Ransberg and Daniel Robinson are our other 2 observers. They have, in fact, upheld the foul call, so Catherine Gilbert will get the disc. But, man, what a look by Mia Greiner. There was a lot of contact. I think I probably agree with the call, but I also understand from Mia's point of view, you know, you make a play like that, you feel like you get to the disc first. So now Nashville back on the attack. Out wide to Tori Taylor. I've been very impressed with Nashville's patience tonight, particularly in the reset space. They've done a phenomenal job of swinging it as they get another swing off here. Upfield to Emily Branson, pops it to Margie Quinn. Still great handler offense here. Nashville being incredibly patient in the red zone. And that's Becca Henley for the score. And we have a goal. The Nashville offense continues to just show phenomenal patience when they get close to the goal line, and they punch that one in to Becca Henley, Knoxville's own there. The Atlanta defense trying their best to handler sag, to get in the lane, and the way to beat that Nashville has shown so far is we're just going to swing it as much as we want to until we find a downfield cutter that we like.
That's right, and they're being patient, and those downfield cutters are doing a great job of seeing not just the next throw, but where do I need to be the second throw. Really looking ahead, finding that space, reading that space really well.
Phenomenal field vision from the Nashville offense. So now the Atlanta offense back on 5-4 your score. Nashville NightShade back on top. And if you're Atlanta, I think you want to try to tighten down on the handlers a little bit, maybe not have it be as easy to reset the disc as Nashville has shown that they're willing to do.
Yeah, we'll see if they start to make some of those adjustments as the game goes on.
We're Maria Vargas picking up the disc and centering it off the pole. Gets it back now, side of the field. Thinks about the huck, decides not to. Phenomenal switch downfield from the Nashville defenders. Still get a big under. Elena Rubino on the mark now. Big throw going up. Oh, and just out of the reach. The hands of Maria Vargas. Nice bid there and a nice shot from Jennifer Lynn. Just out of the hands. So now Nashville with a chance to get a break. Sylvia Brown picking up the disc. Big swing wide there to Elena Lemur Rubino. Throws it just out of bounds.
That's a tough shot to try to thread the line. Can't quite reel it in.
Sylvia Brown trying to toe, but it was just too far. So we've seen both offenses now on this point just throwing it out of the hands of their receivers. But Atlanta now starting in much better field position. We'll see if they can punch it in. Swings it off. Back to Maria Vargas again, and Jennifer Lynn doing phenomenal resets with each other. Now Atlanta's turn to be patient here. Sam Lee swings it over now. Danny Ortiz gets a big undercut there to Lily Popovich. Inside throw. Oh my goodness, what a throw that was, just off the fingertips. Lily Popovich, a name you're going to be hearing us say quite a bit tonight. Very key player for this Atlanta team. A player to watch, we were told before the game by their coaches, has been just a rock for this Atlanta team all year. Big huck going up right at the start. Mary Turner trying to track it down, defender on her back, and she comes down with it. What a throw down the sideline.
Looks like an injury call.
Injury timeout.
Hard to tell. Looks like she is going to take an injury sub, but what a cut and catch and throw up the line there. That didn't look like it rode inside the lines more than 12 inches there. That was a phenomenal threaded throw to Mary Turner. Mary wearing the Jordan cleats, a staple of hers. Tori Taylor subbing in to take her place now, picking up with the disc.
Looks like maybe a cramp or strained hamstring.
It does. It's hard to
Hope
tell.
Mary's all right.
Big throw going up, giving chase. Oh, and just out of reach of the Nashville receiver. It's unfortunate there. Was a good look.
It's Megan Creamer trying to run that one down.
Megan Creamer returning to Nashville this year after taking a break last year. They've been glad to have her back. Atlanta now looking to get the hold on offense. Huck going up, Danny Ortiz looking for Maria Vargas. She's all alone. Defenders giving chase. And Tori Taylor skies the pack. Tori Taylor coming down with it over two people. My goodness.
Tori just came out of nowhere.
She did. She caught up so much ground there to get the block. She was an important sub, as it turns out, onto this point, replacing the injured player. Now we have a timeout call from Nashville, wanting to get some subs in.
You see that green flag that coaches have? That's the signal that they want to call a timeout.
I expect to see some subs here after a point with multiple turnovers. Want to get some fresh legs out there.
The weather has been pretty rainy here today. It cleared up just in time for us to play, and it's been gorgeous, but some of that humidity is sticking around, and I think we may see as this game goes on the humidity start to take a toll on some of these players.
Absolutely. Hope that Mary Turner not too hurt, but it does look like she grabbed that hamstring. You hope it's just a cramp. We'll see if she's able to return at some point this game. As you said, though, Jenny, Ultimate Gods have smiled upon us. It was raining all day. We had people messaging us, are we going to get to play? Is it going to happen? So, man, what a beautiful night for Ultimate.
Perfect night.
We will see a few subs now for Nashville as they sub on most of their O-line, trying to get another break to go up 2 scores here. And if you're Atlanta, you've got to do everything you can to get this turnover and not go down 2 scores. Atlanta looks like they're leaving a majority of their players out there, though. You'll see Danny Ortiz and Maria Vargas on the resets, 2 of their key players all year.
What did you want to see?
Charlotte Duran as well, going to be on the mark. Catherine Gilbert picking up. Stall count rising immediately. Good resets there. Swings it over to Emily Branson. Gets the break back off to Catherine Gilbert.
That was mainly to get like the close-ups because Ben Smith is going upstairs.
Nashville again showing that they are content to have death by 1,000 throws to the Atlanta defense, just swinging it repeatedly, finding the right throws upfield.
All the games are.
Becca Henley with a nice undercut there. Swings it over again. Emily Branson, middle of the field, continues. And what a phenomenal block! Lily Popovich. My goodness, she read that from a mile away and blew that play up. That is a phenomenal block to get the disc back for Atlanta. But they give it right back. They throw it right away. Swings it wide to Grace Castro. Nashville now looking to attack the other way. Tori Taylor catching it on the wide side of the field, looking for an inside shot, doesn't have a cutter, now needs a reset, running out of time. Finds it in Margie Quinn, who continues it to the far side of the field. Atlanta doing a good job of pressure here. And we see Nashville once again in the red zone. Good swings here to the front of the stack, making good continue cuts, but Atlanta doing a really good job of switching and passing off offenders. Inside shot, Tori Taylor not in, but pops it out. Emily Branson again from the front cone, and that is a break. And what a point that was. You have to feel bad for Atlanta, giving it right back after that massive D by Lily Popovich.
And Nashville just works it around, once again, patient in the end zone, until that little sneaky inside shot there to Tori on the top of the stack.
So that is now the 3rd break of the game for the Nashville NightShade, and they have done a phenomenal job on defense. They are showing incredible patience, especially in the red zone. If you're Atlanta, you gave all the pressure you could give. Nashville just showed that they were willing to be patient. So 6-4 your score here. As we see the Atlanta O-line back now, a couple familiar faces staying on the line, trying to get a hold for Atlanta here.
The NightShade goal scored by number 16, Emily Branson, assisted by number 10, Tori Taylor.
Emily Branson's 2nd score of the game, and I believe Tori Taylor's 2nd assist of the game as well. As the huck goes up now, Atlanta looking to attack back the other way. And oh, what a snag there! Ashley
Great
West in the
save.
lane trying to D it, but the Atlanta player coming down with it. And the huck going up now. Sylvia Brown giving chase. Mia Greiner in the deep space, and she comes down with it.
Great positioning there by Mia and that big kick spike.
Massive kick spike after the huck. What a throw.
Liv Ford there with the assist.
Phenomenal throw from Liv Ford, and Mia Greiner with the great cut and catch. Brings our score to 6-5, 4.5 minutes left in this 2nd quarter.
Atlanta did a really great job there of getting the disc moving quickly. You saw him pick it up and rattle off 3 or 4 throws before the defense really got in position.
Great pressure there from Nashville. Had a couple looks at the D, but Atlanta made a couple great catches there. So now the Nashville offense coming back on the field after having a couple of great points. Jenny, in a game like this, what's your mindset when you walk out on the line when it's so close, every point so far has proven to be a big deal. So how do you stay calm? What's your mindset to just continue rolling with the punches in this game?
I think you really just have to look at the women standing next to you on the line and understand that you can trust them and know that they're going to be where they need to be and do what they need to do. I think depending on your team here to keep you centered.
Absolutely. Nashville eating up chunks of yardage off the pull. Atlanta's done that a couple times now. It seems like they're trying to sag in the lane but are having trouble finding the correct defender. High throw going up, and Becca Henley coming down with it.
She's so good in the air.
She is so strong in the air, as you said, Jenny. Atlanta player did all she could to try and go and help, but that throw from Tori Taylor just over the reach.
I don't think intended for Becca there, but Becca was heads up and got a great read on it.
That's right. So Nashville with a clean hold there, 7-5, scoring very quickly. Only took about 20 seconds to score there. And that's demoralizing. If you're the Atlanta defense, you sub on, your offense has done such a good job of getting you back to close with a chance for your defense, and then your defense gets scored on quickly. So we'll see if they're able to respond.
And the other side of that is that it doesn't give your offense much of a breather. So we'll see how this O-line comes out, what they look like.
Reminder fans, we are looking for volunteers of all ages to sign up for our halftime event. Please see Michael or Grace Fielder if you are interested.
So Nashville now will pull, score 7-6, about 4:19 or so left in this second quarter. Had a very exciting first half. Emma Patterson on the pull, local Knoxville player.
And current captain of UT's Big Orange Screw.
Shameless plug there. Atlanta swings it around now. Huck going up. It's floating. Everybody converging in the space. And what a catch on the back inside. I don't know that was the throw. That was one of, but Lindsay Allman coming in on the backside, cleaning up that throw. What a hustle play to cover ground and get there.
Maybe not how that one was drawn up, but hey, it worked.
But it's exactly what Atlanta needed. A quick score, get the Nashville O-line back out there and give your defense another chance. That's one I would love to see again with Lindsay Allman covering so much ground to clean up that throw.
The sole goal scored by number 14, Lindsay Allman.
So Atlanta now, defense back on the field. We've traded 2 very quick points back to back. Seems that the offenses have settled a lot more. We'll see if the Atlanta defense has made any adjustments to all of the chunks of yardage that Nashville has been able to get on the pulls. Big pull here. Gonna get a lot of centering yards up to Catherine Gilbert. Grace Robinson streaking right at the start. Throw going up. Defender giving chase. And she gets the block. I believe a foul is called. Megan Jarrell on the block there. I imagine this one's going to go to the observer. That was a scripted play for Nashville, though, right at the start. And the call is withdrawn. So, huge block from Megan there, a rookie on Atlanta this year. And Atlanta now with a chance to tie this game up. That is a great block in the deep space. Immediate huck. And what a snag deep there by Hannah Abraham. Pops it right out to Mia Griner. Atlanta now on the counterattack. What a throw that was right off the stoppage of play.
Another big shot from
Liv
Liv
Ford
Ford.
looking deep. Mia Griner!
Oh, what a catch!
Are you kidding me?
It Incredible.
Sports Center top 10 Superwoman grab from Mia Greiner. She's staying down, and it looks like her teammates are content to let her sit there as long as she needs to recover from that grab. Are you kidding me?
She read that one over her shoulder. What a great shot. And live forward on both the shot from the cone to get them out of their own end zone, right to the middle of the field, and then again with the assist, another deep shot.
That's right. For that point, 2 throws, probably about 100 throwing yards for Liv Ford. So put that one in the stat sheet and put that catch in the stat sheet for Mia Greiner. And that is a break back for Atlanta. That is just what they needed. They bring this score to 7-7, 2.5 minutes left in the half. And that's a momentum swing. That's a big play that Atlanta needed to get themselves back into this game. We'll see how the Nashville offense responds. Hard to be too upset with that if you're Nashville. You barely miss on a Huck going one way and then rely on a phenomenal layout catch the other way for a break. We'll see if Nashville now able to get their hold back as they sub out most of their starting O-line and put in their O2 line here. I believe that was Atlanta's second break of the game. See if they're able to get another one here.
Good snag by Micah Roberts there.
Micah Roberts, another local Knoxville product and University of Tennessee player for the last couple of years. Good upline from Sierra Rimmer there, former Austin Torch player.
But
Back
another
with the
product,
Nashville NightShade after
another
a couple
product
of
of
years.
Knoxville.
That's right. A lot of former University of Tennessee ladies on this team. Beautiful inside throw there from Mia Lettery, finding Grace Robinson, upfield to Micah Roberts. Another red zone possession now for Nashville. Needs a reset. Finds it in Mia Lettery. Great defense now from Atlanta, though. What a catch!
Great grab.
Catches it and gets landed on, which causes her to drop it. She will maintain possession. Great bids from both players there. Grace Robinson now, just 5 yards to go. Mia Lettery on the upline strike. Nashville gets their lead back, and that is a phenomenal offensive point for a line that does not normally get to play a lot of offense together. Great work getting up lines, eating up chunks of yardage, but then deciding when to be patient and get it back to the center of the field.
That's right, and Atlanta played great defense there in the red zone, but Nashville just kept chipping away.
I've been very impressed by Atlanta's switching on defense, but it always feels like it's right in the end zone. It's right in the red zone. If they're able to do that, perhaps for the full length of the field, particularly right at the start of the pull, get down on the pull, I feel like we could see their pressure just increase on that, and they might be able to get some earlier pressure on that Nashville offense. A lot of that line for Nashville going to stay on the field now. A couple of new faces as well. Little over a minute left in this first half. We'll see if Atlanta holds onto the disc, trying to maintain possession so that they ensure that they have the disc to end the half. Or we'll see if they try to score quickly and get their defense back out there. Maria Vargas catching the pull, playing ping pong a little bit there with Danny Ortiz. Phenomenal handler offense here for Atlanta. Nashville needing to get down on the mark, but Danny Ortiz doing a phenomenal job of quarterbacking this offense right now. Throwing some big fakes, gets the around to Maria Vargas. Nice one-handed snag there. Oh, big bid there from the Nashville defender, but not enough.
That's
number 19, Ellie Mayer. And the defense upfield from Sylvia Brown. Mia Lettery was in the area as well. They were looking for Jennifer Lynn, couldn't quite get it to her. Nashville now, 30 seconds left in the half, gives it right back. Danny Ortiz now picking it up quickly. Maria Vargas centered in the middle of the field. Atlanta back on the attack, and they drop it. Some unforced errors here for both teams right at the end of this half. We'll see how important this point proves to be. Just 10 seconds left in the half. This will probably be the last possession. Nashville can take as much time as they need. And that is the horn, so this will be the last possession. No matter what, up the field to Jamie Ferry. Centers it back now, Sylvia Brown. Nashville once again showing phenomenal patience. Jamie Ferry on the underside of the field, centering it back. Sylvia Brown and Mia Lettery doing their best to push the offense up the field with their handler cuts. Needs a reset. Finds Emma Patterson in the backfield. The Atlanta defense doing a phenomenal job of pressure, not giving up anything, but a big swing here. Throw going up into the end zone, and Nashville with the score! Going into half. That is a phenomenal score. Nadine Rowan there.
That was
From Leah Shorb, I believe. Was it? Did I get that wrong? I'm sorry. That is Brianna Snipes. Brianna Snipes on the score. Leah Shorb with the assist. And Nashville gets a crucial break. 9-7. I'd like to take a chance now to have a word from two of our sponsors.
By number 26, Leah Shore, scored by number 23, Reed Snipes.
Jenny, that was as exciting of a first half as we could have possibly hoped for. Your score 9-7, Nashville up.
We saw some huge plays there in that first half. Just highlight reel stuff.
Excited to watch
Exactly
this
what we
one
expected
back.
today.
Absolutely. A couple of SportsCenter top 10 nominees for sure. If you're Atlanta, got broken 4 times that game, what's something that you need to do on offense to try and right the ship a little bit and get some more of those holds in the second half?
NightShade Nation, we have a special halftime event.
Is it a matter of just throwaways? Do we need to catch and throw a little better? Is it our spacing on the field? Is there anything offensively that we can look to do? We talked about this hex style of offense. Is there something that they can tweak with that?
Yeah, I think they're doing a great job of moving the disc around. They're picking up the disc and getting it started early. They're getting 3 or 4 throws in, trying not to let the defense get a chance to set. That's what they're doing really well. I think some of those throws just aren't quite connecting. I think you see here, the fact that these teams don't get to practice all that much. They don't necessarily get to practice in preparation for a specific team against a specific offense or a specific defensive set. And so what I think we're seeing is just a little bit of a lack of chemistry. A few throws a little too far outside, or someone not quite cutting where the thrower thinks they're going to cut. But I think those are things that they're going to be able to clean up here in the second half. Every possession, is learning and growing as a team, and you can see even over the course of a single game, huge strides being made.
Absolutely. For Nashville, offensively, I think you would want to just continue what you've been doing, being as patient as you want to be, swinging the disc as from one side of the field all the way to the other. So if you're Nashville, defensively, your defensive offense has been so strong as well on a turn, obviously getting those 4 breaks. Atlanta got 2 breaks in that half, but I believe both came in the first quarter. So, if you're Atlanta, defensive pressure, hope to increase that a little bit, get some more turns on the Nashville O-line. Overall, though, we're in for a wild second half.
Yeah, I agree. I think you see a lot Atlanta really going for the big plays, the big throws, big cuts downfield. Nashville being a little more formulaic with their offense, but working well so far for both offenses. I think the key for Atlanta here in the second half is going to be to try to figure out a way to disrupt the Nashville offense. Really try to, they've got that flat force, which means that the disc is easily swung from side to side. The cutters downfield doing a great job of knowing that they're open on both sides, including, the clearing cut on the break side is still wide open. So good field awareness from the Nashville players. We'll see if Atlanta can draw up something during the half to try to disrupt that flow.
Love that. Let's do some scores from around the league, Jenny. New York gridlock up 19-11 on Indianapolis Red right now. That'll be a big win for New York. And then DC and Raleigh about to get started, I believe, if I'm looking at that. No, they played 2 weeks ago.
I believe they played earlier this season.
That might be the only other live game going right now. So 19-11, New York over Indy. Indianapolis already played against Nashville in the first week of the season, and then New York will come to Nashville in a couple of weeks as well. So all these teams getting to play each other. All of the newly reformatted Premier Ultimate League, just with 2 divisions this year. 4 teams vying for spots at championship weekend.
I think you're going to see this time of year is kind of tough for a lot of college players. We've got finals going on right now. The college series is going on. We've just wrapped up college regionals. Nationals will take place here in a couple weeks in Madison, Wisconsin. So you see a lot of teams trying to work around everybody's busy spring schedules.
All right, Jenny. Well, we're going to take a brief break. We'll be back in about 5 minutes for what promises to be a very exciting second half of Ultimate, coming to you live this evening from Knoxville, Tennessee, between the Nashville NightShade and the Atlanta Soul. We'll be back after this short break.
The second half is about to begin.
We are back now, getting this second half underway.
For those of you watching live, we are aware that our live stream didn't quite start on time, but don't worry, it's all being recorded, and you can go back and catch the exciting first 10 minutes of the game later in the week when it is posted to YouTube.
We could very briefly try and recap all of it for you, but
too many exciting things to talk about, Jeremiah.
Plays, that's right. Big pull here from Sylvia Brown to get the second half started for Nashville and Atlanta. The Atlanta O-line coming out here. Immediate swing to the sideline. Number 20, Soju Hokari. Up to Natalie Willie Wilson. Getting stuck on the sideline. Big mark there. Able to get the upline to Soju. In the bright orange cleats. Phenomenal far side backhand there to Maria Vargas. And Maria Vargas and Danny Ortiz once again playing throw and catch. Up to Natalie Wilson again. Looking for a reset. And a drop there on the far side of the field. And there's a block from Megan Creamer to start the second half. Sierra Rimmer picking up and immediately hucking it deep, trying to find Creamer again. Can't quite track it down. That is a phenomenal block and recovery on defense from the Atlanta player there. Number 75, Sarah Kingsley Hart, making a great play in the deep space and getting it back for Atlanta. The Atlanta offense now back on offense. Trying to throw out of coffin corner here. Immediately gets it off. unable to get the continue, but the upline to Maria Vargas there. Big block from Micah Roberts. Big bid, I apologize. Throw going up from Danny Ortiz, just too far for number 51, Lily Popovich. Massive bid from Micah Roberts there.
And
Couldn't
if
quite
we know
get
one
it.
thing about Micah, she is not afraid to lay out for that disc.
She is not, and the huck just going too far for Lily Popovich. So Nashville getting another look on offense here. Great inside throw there, and the huck going up. Elena Rubino just too far. So we've seen back-to-back hucks now just out of the reach of the cutters. Turning into a very long first point out of half here. Atlanta picking up, hoping to get the hold. Immediate huck going up again, this time to Danny Ortiz. Micah Roberts giving chase and gets the block in the deep space. Micah getting her back from her earlier bid attempt. She gets this one. We've now seen 3 straight huck turnovers. We'll see if either of these offenses can slow it down and get some undercuts here. Sylvia Brown picking up the disc. Swings it wide to Sierra Rimmer. We have a call upfield and a timeout taken by the Nashville coaching staff.
I mean, it's early in the quarter, early in the half, but a good use of that timeout. Everybody came out, I think, maybe a little excited for the second half and overthrowing receivers, and I think it's a good opportunity for coaches to just talk to their teams, get them settled down, get everybody focused and back in the groove here.
And when you have a point with that many turnovers, even though it's early in the half, it just makes sense. Get some perhaps fresh legs out on the field with a chance to get what would be a pretty important break to go up 10-7 here. So, you know, it is early to use one of your 2 precious timeouts, but it also makes sense that they would try and get this break and go up 3 scores.
Yeah, do we know who called that timeout? That was... Oh, Atlanta has the disc.
Nashville has the disc, so they did call the timeout after the turnover.
All right, we look set to come back from the timeout here.
Some subs for both teams here. Nashville did sub on their O-line. Looks like it will be Catherine Gilbert picking up the disc. Atlanta going force backhand. Nashville offense in a side stack. Flood play works to perfection. Becca Henley coming down with the disc. Goes up to Tori Taylor. She has a deep cutter in Grace Robinson. Chooses not to throw it. Phenomenal reset defense there, but Tori with a nice
find by
inside.
Tori.
Able to get it right back. Nashville on the move now. Gets a swing across to Emily Branson.
Nashville getting some wide open looks here.
Upline shot to Margie, finding Tori Taylor at the front cone, and that is a break!
Beautiful work by the offense there.
Immediate break to start the second half. Margie Quinn to Tori Taylor. We've said those names a lot tonight, and the Nashville offense is clicking. That is a break to start the second half, their 5th break of the game, bringing your score to 10-7. And Atlanta needing to find just a rhythm on offense, needing to find a way to get the disc up the field and then punch it in.
The NightShade goal assisted by number 28, Margie Quinn, scored by number 10, Tori Taylor.
You know, smart to call that timeout, and during that timeout, they set up that side stack play that got them 30, 40 yards right off the bat.
Atlanta did what you're supposed to do in those situations when you have a side stack. They went force backhand. They forced into the stack. Nashville still just able to run a clean flood play and break out of it immediately.
Big pull from Emma Patterson here.
Atlanta now, we'll see if they can find some life on offense. They get it up to Liv Ford, swings it over, middle of the field. Megan Jarrell looking for her reset. Great upline cut from Liv Ford there. Gets power possession, sends the huck up, trying to find Mia Griner again. Can she do it again? Oh my goodness, she tried. Just out of reach. And I think that Mia Griner's teammates are going to owe her some ice after this game for some of the massive bids that she has had. She couldn't quite reel that one in. Would have been a phenomenal play if she could have. But now Nashville on offense again, seeing if they can get back-to-back breaks to start the second half. Up to Jamie Ferry. Resets to Sylvia Brown. A lot of cutters upfield, taking up lots of space. Finally able to find Jamie Ferry there. Swings it around. Megan Creamer up the line, finds Sylvia Brown, gonna shoot it deep, looking for Maddie Swiegels, and just too far. I don't think Maddie was quite ready for that throw to come. She had footsteps, just was not fully prepared for the all-out sprint on the huck from Sylvia Brown. We'll see if Nashville can get it back now on defense. Atlanta with another chance to hold. Mia Griner tapping in with the disc. Over to Megan Jarrell. Needs a reset fast. Finally able to get it up the field there. Liv Ford striking once again. We'll see if she steps into one. She does. She sends it. Looking for Hannah Abraham, who, just off the hand.
Like
Not sure if it's an injury or a foul call yet at this moment. Both players went up for it. Looked like it just went off Hannah Abraham's hands. Looks like they are having a conversation. And it is going to stay, it looks like, in the hands of Haber Abraham. Yes.
An uncontested foul there.
Good pressure from Sylvia Brown, just a little too physical. So the disc coming in, tapping it in. She has a receiver waiting on her deep. She will have to retreat a little bit to the spot where the foul was called. Liv Ford again. Throws it just out of reach of Therese Dobler. She made a great upline cut, just a little too fast on the throw. So now Nashville looking for another break. Throws it wide. Sylvia Brown coming down with it. That was a dangerous pass. And Jamie Ferry, unfortunate drop. Going to give the disc to Atlanta right in the middle of the field in the red zone. Mia Griner picking it up, seeing if they can get a hold. Breaks it out. Liv Ford once again. And this time, Atlanta on the layout score. The third time is the charm for Liv Ford and the Atlanta offense.
And Hannah Abraham reining that one in, not taking any chances. The two-handed layout bid there in the end zone.
That's right. And finally, Atlanta sees one go into the end zone. We'll see if that gets their offense going. If you're Nashville, your defense did everything it could. It got a few turns, had a couple looks at it, weren't quite able to punch it in. And if you're Atlanta, you fought hard to get your hold there. Brings our score to 10-8. Roughly 5 minutes left in our third quarter here.
Scored by number 13, Hannah Abraham.
So for Nashville, coming back out on offense, see if they'll slow it back down now after a couple of turnover-heavy points. If you're Atlanta, you want to try everything you can just to get a turn here, not necessarily a break, but if you can get a turn here and just force pressure, tire this offense out. Nashville, a little slow picking it up. Atlanta doing a good job staying in the middle of the field, forcing them Tori Taylor a little frustrated with Sierra Rimmer's cut there, but finds her anyway. Big shot going up, looking for Becca Henley again in the deep space. Lily Popovich giving chase, and Lily Popovich
great
with the
defense.
block.
That's the deep space matchup that both sets of coaches talked about.
They did. We didn't. The coaches didn't know coming into this that those players would be guarding each other, but both of those players were their pick for their respective teams as far as players to watch for in the air. I hope we get a couple more of those. And I apologize. That was actually Tristan Grizel, not Lily Popovich on the D. Great block, Tristan. I apologize. Who's the visors? Both wearing visors.
Kind of hard to see up here from the booth sometimes.
That's right. Great inside throw from Naomi Anderson there. Out to Mia Greiner. Nashville now attacking upfield, doing a really good job of getting a cut upfield and then immediately popping it out. The throw and go style working for Atlanta now. Tristan Grizel again, far side of the field, swings it over Naomi Anderson. Atlanta's turn now to be patient on defense, or on offense, excuse me. A lot of inside throws and great resets. And this time it is Lily Popovich. Pops it back out. Naomi Anderson going up with the huck. Catherine Gilbert, Mia Greiner, others giving chase. We get a block. No call, looks like. Great help defense there from the two other Nashville defenders. That was a 3-on-1. Despite her heroics tonight, that was going to be a tough play for Mia Greiner to make. Great snag by Emily Branson there in the middle of the field. Finds Becca Henley. Nashville with numbers upfield. Elect not to take the shot. Recenters to Catherine Gilbert. Inside throw, and Naomi Anderson on the block.
Naomi Anderson with the defense.
A little bit of tunnel vision from Nashville in that possession.
Just a little in Atlanta now, seeing if they can get this break. Great grab by Mia Garner in the air there. Finds her reset in the backfield, swings it over to Naomi Anderson again. And just an unfortunate drop on the swing pass. If you're Atlanta, this is exactly what we talked about wanting, is looks for breaks at the end zone. Pops it out to Tori Taylor. Finds Grace Robinson on the far side of the field. The Atlanta D-line has given Nashville all that they could work for this point. But it doesn't pay off as Grace Castro gets into the end zone. What a throw from Becca Henley.
Just an easy shot there from Becca. Grace had plenty of room to run onto it and catch it.
That is a back-breaking point if you're the Atlanta D-line, having 3 looks at the end zone and not able to punch in a break. Brings our score to 11-8. But on the flip side, if you're Atlanta, you're happy to see you get those 3 turnovers. You're forcing great pressure on the Nashville offense. Just got to find a way to get those breaks in.
That's right. Sometimes you got to win those long battling points.
Number 72, Grace Castro.
So back on offense now, we will see Danny Ortiz and Maria Vargas. And now we will see Lily Popovich. Correctly seeing Lily Popovich on the field. Jenny, I told myself coming into this game I was going to do my best to get player names right. I believe that's my first mistake of the night. So I will do my best, Atlanta players. I apologize, and Atlanta fans as well. I'm doing my best to learn the names as we go.
Well, there's nine new players on the roster this year. We've got 8 brand new Soul players on the roster today. So learning a lot of new names this season.
That's right. Pops it up to Danny Ortiz. What
Ooh,
a catch
what a
to
save.
save possession there, and the immediate huck. What a play from Atlanta. Lily Popovich is found in the deep space. Are you kidding me? still looking for a number on that player there. I believe that was Charlotte Duran. The layout catch to save possession, stands up and immediately throws a 60-yard bomb to Lily Popovich. And that is just what the doctor ordered for the Atlanta offense. Get that Nashville O-line back out there after that really long last point. You struck quickly. Now your defense gets to come out and build off, hopefully, that last point that they had with 3 turnovers. We'll see if that rest was enough for the Nashville offense.
Scored by number 51, Lily.
I wish that I had a screen in front of me to be able to see these replays, because that layout catch to save possession was massive from Charlotte Duran.
And then the composure to just stand right up and throw a dime into the end zone.
So Atlanta on the pull now, 11-9 your score. 2 minutes left. Live Ford on the pull. Nashville once again able to eat up a lot of yards on the pull. Pull play goes to Becca Henley looking for a cutter upfield. Atlanta looking to sag into the lane, still prevent Nashville from having these big undercuts. Margie Quinn swings over to Grace Castro, looks upfield, doesn't like what she has, takes the inside shot to Margie Quinn, comes down with it, has a lot of cutters upfield, and she's looking far, end zone, finds her receiver in Grace Robinson. What a cut to the back corner, and what field vision from Margie Quinn to find her there. The Nashville offense continues to be as patient as they desire to be to punch it in. The marks for Atlanta were phenomenal on that point, forced 2 or 3 really tough throws to resets, but Nashville still able to get in there with those.
And I tell you, this crowd is really getting fired up, really starting to get into it. We see some dancing out here.
Everybody dance now, that's right.
With 3 away games to start the season, this NightShade crowd has waited a long time. They're excited to be here today.
An assist from number 28, Margie Quinn. The NightShade goal scored by number 6, Grace Robinson.
So Atlanta now, we'll see if they can come back out on offense and strike as quickly as they did last time. If they're going to fight their way back into this game, Ginny, they got to find a way not only to hold quickly, but then to generate breaks. Good give and go here right at the start. Maria Vargas and number 21, Sam Lee. Inside shot to Danny Ortiz, just out of her reach, unable to come down with it. Nashville has a player streaking deep, does not look
Bree
like the Huck
Snipes
will
streaking
come.
deep.
Snipes just a little ahead of the rest of her teammates. Back to Emma Patterson now. Nashville looking for another break. Huge around. Alina Rubino!
Great shot.
And what a throw from Emma Patterson. Getting low and wide on the around break. That is a dot, and that is a crushing blow to the Atlanta offense that had finally started to find some rhythm.
Emma Patterson, one of their big throwers here, got her start for the STEM Academy, your alma mater, I believe, Jeremiah.
Is, in fact, my alma mater, the STEM Academy Griffins. Emma spent a majority of her high school days playing on the boys' team. Did not have a women's team at STEM Academy, so excited to see her continue growing in the game. Obviously, University of Tennessee product, graduating this year, next year.
Next year.
Next year.
Next year. But the last 2 years has captained Boss and just been a great leader. Excited to see her as she takes her next steps here in professional ultimate or wherever she chooses to play next.
Scored by number 21, Elena Rubino.
Elena Rubino getting a score there. We normally are calling her name on defense. Phenomenal defensive player for the Nashville NightShade. Gets the goal there and the break. I believe the 6th break of the game for Nashville. Our score 13-9, 40 seconds left here in the third quarter. I anticipate this being the last possession. We'll see how quickly Liv Ford shooting deep though. Maybe not too quickly. Comes down with it outside of the end zone. Number 26, Captain Morgan Lally, and she finds Liv Ford. Liv Ford throwing the 50, 60-yard huck and then sprinting all the way down there and catching the goal herself. Morgan Lally with a phenomenal catch in the deep space. Liv Ford has been throwing all over this field tonight.
She hasn't. She's gotten a lot of great looks in the power position. Just huge throws downfield. And that was the quick point they needed, Jeremiah. Let's see if the defense can come out now for Atlanta. And they've got looks like a little under 24 seconds here left in the half. So if they can get the turn, then their offense has all the time they need to try to work it down the field.
That's right. So 13-10. The last thing Atlanta wants here is a Nashville hold. So all you have to do if Nashville does run out these 23 seconds is just get a turnover. Don't have to get a break going the other way. Just don't let Nashville get this hold. Go into the fourth quarter down 3. If you go to the fourth quarter down 4, that's a big mountain to try to climb in the last few minutes. So we'll see if Atlanta draws anything up here to try to get a block. Mia Garner on the pull. And it's a good one. Margie Quinn going to pick up for Nashville. Swings it out, Tori Taylor. Good defense downfield for Atlanta here. Big swing over to Grace Robinson. This will be the last possession as you hear the horn go off. Wide swing out there. Becca Henley reels it in, defender on her back. And throws right into a poach, and Mia Garner with the kick spike.
The kick spike D.
Mia's excited to not get scored on there at the end of the quarter. So we will head into the fourth quarter. 13-10 your score, 12 minutes left. It is a bit of a deficit, but if this game has shown us anything, it's that teams can go on runs quickly, Jenny.
Jeremiah, this game is certainly in reach for Atlanta if they can figure out how to bring that pressure, get those turns, and then be efficient with the disc.
I think efficiency is the perfect word for it. That's going to have to be the message from the coaches here. And if you're Nashville, I think the message is keep playing our game. Our offense has been patient. Our defense has gotten blocks. And so far it's worked and gotten us into a pretty good spot. So if you're Nashville, you want to keep playing your game. And if you're Atlanta, you want to find a way to generate a couple more blocks and then, like you said, be efficient on the turn going the other way. One more quarter of action coming to you here from Knoxville, Tennessee. After all the talk of rain all day, turned into quite a beautiful night. I want to give a quick shout out to Knoxville Ultimate. They are sponsors not only of this game but for Nashville NightShade this year. And so they are partnering with Nashville NightShade to do some women's clinics here in Knoxville, to do a youth clinic here in Knoxville, and then also to host this game. So thank you to Knoxville Ultimate for their support of the PUL season and for their support of Nashville NightShade.
And a big thank you to all our volunteers out here today from the Knoxville Ultimate community who are helping us on the field and in the booth and everywhere else to make this game possible.
Knoxville's had a great ultimate scene for a long time, Jenny, and one thing that we've talked about is really wanting to grow the women's game, not only in Knoxville, but in the state of Tennessee, and this is a huge help for that.
That's right. And, you're starting to see, you'll just look at the roster this year for NightShade, people from all over coming in to play in Nashville. And while it does make it a little harder logistically to get a lot of practices in and really build that chemistry, it really says something incredible about the work that these women are putting in to grow this community. And the future of women's ultimate here in Tennessee looks really, really bright.
And on the flip side of that, they just announced we have roughly 150 people here watching the game tonight. That's a big crowd for the first ever professional ultimate game in Knoxville.
That's right. This Knoxville crowd, they're showing up and showing out.
I think people even drove up from Chattanooga today. Obviously, we see some Atlanta fans here, and we know people drove over from Nashville as well. So we're getting full state representation from Tennessee and Atlanta here tonight. So we'll start the fourth quarter. Liv Ford on the pull for the Atlanta defense. Margie Quinn will catch and center up to Catherine Gilbert, as we've seen many times this game. Pull play works to Grace Robinson outside. Tori Taylor streaking deep. Not able to find her there. We'll swing it all the way around. Emily Branson with the snag over her defender. Gets it up to Tori Taylor. What a catch from Emily Branson. Swings it back around. Margie Quinn now down to Grace Robinson. Back to the middle. Oh, just off the hands. Catherine Gilbert. That's an unfortunate drop in Atlanta now. Looking for a quick break at Liv Ford. No stranger to shooting it deep. Margie Quinn, though, on the block and a foul call.
Players talking it out on the field here, and they're going to bring in the observer.
They are going to bring it to the observer. Margie not a fan of the foul call. I believe the offensive player saying that Margie stepped on her foot. I am not entirely certain. Looks like it will go to the observers, though. Observer rules no foul, incidental contact. So Margie Quinn now picking up the disc after making a good block. Needs a reset, finds it in Grace Castro. To Becca Henley in the middle of the field. Pops it out now. Up to Catherine Gilbert. She reels that one in, looking for Tori Taylor. Nice fake, moving the mark. Margie Quinn now.
Big swing around. Again, doing an excellent work using all of that field space.
Grace Castro so close on the block, but just comes down with it up to Tori Taylor. Flips it to Becca Henley for the score. Nice inside cut there from Becca at the front cone. You have to feel for Morgan Lally there. Some frustration for sure. Planting to go up for the catch and just getting stepped on by the defender. Incidental for sure, nothing malicious, but that is an unfortunate break for Atlanta and a fortunate break for Nashville to get that back and to hold the other way. (14-10) your score. 10.5 minutes left in this fourth quarter. For Nashville, just an unfortunate drop. For Atlanta, you got to find a way maybe to generate some big plays, some blocks in these last 10 minutes. Not going to be able to rely on Nashville dropping discs to give it to you.
Yeah, you're going to need your defense to step up here and make those big plays, get those turns.
So we'll see the Atlanta O-line here again. Big pull. Danny Ortiz gonna catch it and get it right back. Nashville's turn to have good upfield defense now. Big undercut there from Jennifer Lynn and a nice around throw to Maria Vargas. Maria looking for a reset now and finds it. Nice inside shot there. Maria Swiggles on the mark on Lily Popovich, who just throws it away. Little miscommunication there from between her and Maria Vargas. And Nashville using their final timeout. Gonna look to finish it off here, this point. get another break, go up 15-10. And in the coaching staff's eyes, this is where you're trying to put the game away.
That's right. That's right. This is your opportunity. You're just racing against the clock here if you're Atlanta.
So there's going to be no rush on this point for Nashville. And if you're Atlanta, you have to get this disc back. Down 14-10, little under 10 minutes left. This is a critical point here. If you're the Atlanta coaching staff, this is where you sub on your defensive line. And the message is do whatever it takes to get this disc back. I think it was great pressure upfield there from Nashville that just forced a miscommunication in the backfield.
That's right, and the handlers were doing a great job of working it down the field, but there was very little they could do looking upfield. The defenders downfield for Nashville were just playing right in their pocket.
So we'll see a split stack now from Nashville. 2 players to the left, 3 players to the right. Lily Popovich will tap this disc in on the mark.
If it does, you can try to fix it here.
And we will see the Nashville offense see if they can get the break. Becca Henley does reel it in on the play, swings it back around. Nashville now going to try to get back into their regular stack. Finds Grace Robinson wide.
A lot of switching going on for Atlanta downfield.
Great snag there from Catherine Gilbert. Takes a look at the huck, decides against it. Got Margie Quinn streaking deep. Does not see her. Swings it wide to Grace Robinson. Atlanta doing a good job now. Almost on the block there. And a big huck going up.
Good body positioning there by Tori, but just can't reel it in.
We do have a foul call, though. Not sure about that one. Just looked like a contested play. There was a decent amount of contact, and I think Tori just felt the defender on her back. I believe that defender is Jennifer Lynn. And they will send it back. They opt not to take it to the observers. So in Ultimate, you can work it out amongst yourselves. If you disagree, you can take it to the observers, and the observers can make a ruling if they saw it. On that one, though, looks like they just decided to send it back on a contested play.
Contested foul.
So Margie Quinn will come in with the disc. 20 yards to go. Finds Becca Henley on an under. Atlanta doing a good job of putting pressure on defenders, but Tori Taylor getting open on the break side. And finds Becca Henley in the end zone, and that is a break to go up big.
The crowd excited about that one.
It's Tori Taylor to Becca Henley there for the score. That'll make our score 15-10. 8.5 minutes to go in the game. That one feels like a really tough one to come back from, Jenny.
It does, but 8.5 minutes, still a long time in a game of Ultimate. In Atlanta, this is where they really are gonna prove their resilience, their mental resilience here. I know this is a team with a lot of young players. But a lot of experienced players, even though they're young. So we're going to see if they can stay focused, stay mentally in this game, and let's see what they can do here on offense to try to score a quick one.
That's right. Coach Jack talking to us before the game that's been a point of emphasis all year for the Atlanta team is that mental fortitude. We might be losing in games, but what we want to see is progress being made in our systems with our team, with our players. We'll see how they respond now in this fourth quarter, down 5.
He said this team has great vibes. His words. So we'll see if they can bring the vibes now.
That's right.
All the way into the end zone.
Number 75 there, Kingsley Hart, swings it off the field, or off the line, to number 13, Hannah Abraham. Gets it up to Liv Ford. We'll see if she looks to shoot deep again. Finds Mia Gardner on a big under. Wide open, deep cutter. Mia Lettery giving chase. will not get there, and Atlanta
Goal.
with a perfect
Atlanta.
a travel is called on the throw.
Correction.
The Atlanta sideline does not know it yet, but this one will be coming back. That is unfortunate for Therese Dobler. Made a phenomenal cut, was a good throw. We'll see if this one can go to the observer. And it looks like it is going to come back. We'll see if Therese Dobler can maintain her spacing that she had there. She had her defender by about 10 yards in the deep space. Was a phenomenal cut. So we'll tap it in now.
Both cutters trying to reset to where they were when the disc was thrown. Sometimes hard to know when you're downfield where you were, because you're not looking back at the disc necessarily.
Almost impossible, I would say. Nice inside throw there. Is able to get it over to Therese Dobler with a nice sliding grab, and they're able to swing it to the far side of the field. Live forward, inside flick shot, looking for Dobler, and this time
what
she
a grab!
gets it.
Atlanta.
A great read by Therese Dobler there on what's a tricky shot coming in over her shoulder.
So all is fair in love and war for Atlanta Soul, getting the score anyway to Therese Dobler. Great catch and great throw from Liv Ford. We have seen some fantastic shots from Liv tonight, and that inside shot there is no exception.
And great job by Dobler, like really getting her head around, getting a read on that disc early.
So 15-11 now. The Nashville offense coming back out.
Result goal assisted by number 54.
Liv Ford staying on the field. Seems as though Atlanta's going to try to ride a couple of their top defensive players. See if they can go on a little bit of a run here, and she will be on the pole again. Dobler staying out there. Naomi Anderson now on defense as well.
Soju Hokari, who's a big force for the Emory Luna. She's been head of that team for a few years.
I believe Lily Popovich out there as well. So a strong Atlanta D-line hoping to get a break, pull themselves back into this game. Bit of a contested centering pass there, but they do get it over to Catherine Gilbert. Looking for a reset. Nice lefty there. Able to get it to Margie Quinn. Swings it wide now. Margie Quinn again. Atlanta doing a great job of pressuring the cutters upfield as Naomi Anderson almost gets the block on Tori Taylor. Can't quite get there. And Tori now with steps. Good recovery from Naomi after that bid. Up to Becca Henley. Massive yards there. Out to Grace Robinson. To Emily Branson. Oh, just off the hands. A sliding attempt. Just a little too far.
I think that disc dove a little sooner than expected. Great effort to try to get a hand on it.
It was almost like she couldn't decide to go underhanded or overhanded on the slide there. I know she'll want that one back. Oh, and an unfortunate drop there right on the swing. Nashville will have the disc right on the goal line, and that is a gift. Some confusion on the front of the Nashville stack. We'll see if they can reset. Grace Robinson able to get under there. Swings over. Continues swing out to Tori Taylor with the bid! And she secures the goal with the head spike. Catherine Gilbert to Tori Taylor. And the hold for Nashville. Just an unfortunate break there for Atlanta on the turn.
At this
right
point in
through
the game,
hands.
if you're Atlanta, those are the kinds of things you can't do. You just can't give up those breaks right there.
When given an opportunity, you have to try to take advantage, or at least maybe not have a short field turnover. So Nashville holds on the layout catch from Tori Taylor. And Atlanta now going to be back on offense. Roughly 6 minutes left in the game. 16-11.
27, Catherine Gilbert.
So we'll see now the Nashville defense,
The NightShade goal
the pull
assisted
from
by
Emma
number 7,
Patterson.
Catherine Gilbert. Scored
And
by
Atlanta
number 10,
just needs to do all they can to get into the end zone, get back on the scoreboard, and then it's back on defense, trying to grind out another turnover. They're getting turns, they're getting looks, and another drop there
Good
from
pressure
Atlanta.
by Lemur there.
Couldn't tell if Lemur got a hand on it or not, but either way, it is Nashville's disc. Emma Patterson picking up. Just out of the reach there of Leah Shorb, and Atlanta now back on offense. Dobler looking deep, finds her cutter, pops it out to Danny Ortiz. The big hammer from Danny, and
Morgan
what a
Lally able
catch.
to reel it in. What a great read on that hammer.
Morgan Lally with the snag on the massive hammer from Danny Ortiz. That could be a momentum play that builds some excitement for Atlanta.
You know, I was just about to say Atlanta needs to be calm here with the disc, work it around. Nope. Danny Ortiz said, "No, I've
Danny
got
said,
this under
"Let
control."
me show you. So Atlanta gets the quick score that they needed, had a turnover, but was able to get it back and then have
the sole goal.
patient offense attacking the other way.
8, Danny Ortiz. Scored by number 26, Morgan Lally.
The sun's starting to set here a little bit in Knoxville as we get down to the final minutes of our game, and there are the field lights.
It's almost like you knew that those were about to be turned on, Jenny. That is
What can
phenomenal.
I say? I had a sense.
So we'll see the Nashville offense. Now, if you're Nashville, the worst thing you can do is have short field turnovers and fast turnovers. If you have turnovers, that's okay, but you definitely don't want it to be giving Atlanta close to their own end zone, and you don't want it to be too quickly. Time is your friend at this point. Take as much as you would like, as they once again eat up chunks of yardage off the pull. And the handler set of Catherine Gilbert, Margie Quinn, and Emily Branson have been so strong tonight, so patient, just giving valuable resets over and over and over again.
And doing a great job of finding those big chunk under passes.
Break shot to
downfield.
Tori Taylor, and that is so easy for Nashville. The head spike again for Tori Taylor. I think legs are starting to play a factor here for the Atlanta defense, giving up a few break shots there on the mark. If you're Nashville, you're content to just eat up as many yards on the break side as you're allowed to have.
Grace Castro. Scored by number 10, Tori Taylor.
Tori Taylor leaving her mark on this game left and right. That is another goal for her.
Tori, product of Florida, played for the University of Florida. Before moving to Knoxville for a brief period of time, now resides in Asheville, North Carolina.
So 17-12 your score here, 4.5 minutes left. As we get another look at the Atlanta offense. Good job getting it off the sideline there, gets the far swing. Maria Vargas, center in the field. Good defensive pressure, but Danny Ortiz comes down with it anyway. Pops it out to number 14, Lindsay Allman. And great reset defense from Sylvia Brown. She read that from the jump and was able to get a hand in there, and that is a phenomenal block on the reset. Nashville looking for another break. Immediate huck. Emma Patterson looking for Micah Roberts. Mia Gardner giving chase, and Micah Roberts! There's probably going to be a call here. Looks like they both caught it. Might have an injury as well for Mia Gardner. Hard to tell who got to that first, but what a play from both players there. Looks like Mia Garner is a little shaken up on the play. She's the one that came away with it, even if... So we will wait and see now. I believe there's going to be a little bit of a talk about the play. Might go to the observers here. Mia Griner did all she could to cover ground and make a play on it. Micah Roberts doing a good job of body positioning, and then just a great play from both players trying to come down with it.
And Jeremiah, it looks like a case of maybe both players had the disc, and sometimes you try to hold onto that disc and bring it down, and it sort of twists your body, kind of contorts you in the air, and sometimes that can lead you to land in an awkward position. That may have been what happened there.
She landed pretty roughly on the ground. Looks like we're still talking about it here, and I do have to apologize. I've been pronouncing Mia's last name incorrectly the whole time. It is Mia Griner on that catch there, so I apologize, Mia. And it looks like they will award the disc to Mia, and she will stay in the game. She has battled this whole game, throwing her body around on this field tonight, Jenny. Big Huck going up. Couple defenders in the area, and Maddie Sweegles giving
the two-handed swat out of bounds.
And the volleyball spike on the D. That was great help defense over the top. They were looking for Sarah Kingsley Hart, and it was just a little too far and allowed Maddie Sweegles the chance to get in there and get that block. Big swing around now, Sylvia Brown. Up to Micah Roberts. Nashville on the attack once again. Looking for another break, up to Maddie Sweegles. Emma Patterson, middle of the field. And if you are Atlanta, you are running out of time now. This is a must-get-back disc if you hope to have a chance to come back in this game. Good reset defense there, but Sylvia Brown able to secure it. Out to Megan Creamer. Atlanta doing a good job of pressuring upfield, making it hard on these Nashville cutters, forcing them to just reset the disc over and over, and just out of the hands of Micah Roberts, straight to Danny Ortiz. Flips it quickly to Maria Vargas. She's going to look to Huck, and she sends it deep. Soju Hokari coming down with it. She's got two teammates in the area and flips it in for the score.
And that's what you need from Atlanta at this point after the turn. Coming in with a big shot downfield, try to get that disc moving.
Great cut there from Soju Hokari, and a great throw as well.
Looks like there was a little confusion on the field about whether or not there was a call.
They are still talking about it. She did flip the score in to Sarah Kingsley Hart, but it looks there is no call.
All right, we've
yes,
talked
they
it out.
rescinded
No
the call.
call.
It wouldn't be ultimate without a little confusion after a score whether there was a call or not. Great throw deep from Maria Vargas, finding Soju Hokari deep and then flipping it in to Sarah Kingsley Hart for the score. So Atlanta getting the hold and exactly what they needed to try to fight back in this game. Little over
2 minutes, looks like 2 minutes, 17
little
seconds
over
on the
2
clock. 17-13 Nightshade right now. So just a reminder of our rules here in the fourth quarter. The final buzzer will be the end of the game, so we may see whoever has the disc here in the waning seconds, we may see an exciting buzzer beater shot. So Atlanta throwing out its best defenders here, desperate to get this quick turn.
And while we have a quick break, we do want to take a second to shout out Discraft. The Discraft Ultra Star is the official disc of the Premier Ultimate League. Discraft, the world leader in disc sports. Naomi Anderson going to be on the pull here. Atlanta needs a quick turnover and a quick score as well. Again, time is on the Nashville Nightshade side. If they reset it as well as they have so far tonight, and they will be able to run a lot of clock off these last couple of minutes. And if you're Atlanta, want to try to make it really difficult to reset the disc. Nashville's done a good job of swinging it from sideline to sideline. If you can find any way to push them upfield and just have one of your downfield cutters defenders go make a play on a cutter, then they'll have a chance to get a quick turn here. So we'll see what they drew up in that timeout. Nashville out of timeouts. I believe Atlanta still has one. So the pull goes up here. Out of bounds, so we will have a bricked pull here. Catherine Gilbert going to start with the disc in the middle of the field. Nashville isolating Tori Taylor out into space here, but it is a flood look. Great mark. Not able to get it over to Grace Robinson until late in her cut. And just off the hands of Tori Taylor, Atlanta going to look to strike quickly here. Naomi Anderson going to be picking up on the disc. Throw going up. Lily Popovich coming down with it. And that is exactly what Atlanta needed, a quick turnover and a quick break.
Great work from the defensive line there from Atlanta. Megan Gerald with just excellent downfield defense, so no easy looks up the field for NightShade, and they end up on the turn on the reset throw.
And that was a tough catch for Tori Taylor, have to make sliding, going away from you. I know she's going to want that one back, but that's a tough play to try to make when the disc is already going away from you, and you have to try and snatch it right at the last minute off the ground on the slide. 17-14 your score, minute and a half. We'll see if Atlanta can cause some fireworks here at the end of this game. And if you're Atlanta, you need 2 more of those exact same points right there.
Can maybe hear the Soul players in the background really trying to motivate their defensive line. Got the wave going down there on the sideline.
Whatever it takes to try to get a turn here. Live forward on the pole once again. And great job running down on the pole is Natalie Wilson. Big hut going up immediately. Sylvia Brown shooting quickly in Atlanta now with the disc. Little over a minute left. They have to score quickly, but this is exactly what they needed. A quick turn and a chance to break the other way. Great scoop off the ground there. Lily Popovich swinging it over to Liv Ford. Liv Ford going to look to shoot as she's done all game. Finds an around cutter instead. Lily Popovich on an under a minute now. Atlanta has to score quickly. Looking deep with a chance. Finds her receiver. Number 26, Morgan Lally, around throw and finds her receiver, Natalie Willie Wilson. And my goodness, we've got a game. With 43 seconds left in this game, it is 17-15, and Atlanta has some life late in the fourth quarter.
This is some great work by Atlanta, keeping the pace up, scoring quickly off of those turns. For everybody who said this game was over, Atlanta says nope.
Absolutely.
Stay tuned.
It is not. Atlanta now going to pull once again. We'll see if they can cause any more chaos on the pull. And if you're Nashville, just want to maintain possession. You want to try to stay chilly with the disc.
Yeah, just work it around. We've got almost 44 seconds on the clock.
So we'll see if Atlanta has anything else up their sleeve defensively to try to get another quick break here. But my goodness, this game that once felt over 4 minutes ago now has new life, and Atlanta trying to make things interesting. My goodness, a throwaway right on the centering pass. And Atlanta has the disc with less than 40 seconds left. They need to score quickly for them to have a chance, but they have the disc in their hand. Deep shot going up from Liv 4. She's got a receiver in the area. Tori Taylor over the top. Tori Taylor.
That's a huge D for NightShade right there.
Tori Taylor may have just clinched the game for Nashville. If you're Atlanta, you had to shoot it because you had to score quickly. But my goodness, Tori Taylor, she has left her mark on this game, on
10
offense,
seconds
on
left.
defense. 10 seconds left. That will be the last throw. Nashville can hold onto the disc as the clock winds down, and that will be your ball game.
What a finish.
My goodness, what a game. Atlanta did all they could to claw back at the end. Unfortunately, just not enough. What fight from the Atlanta Soul, but Nashville NightShade comes away with the win with a final score of 17-15. Jenny, what a game.
What a game. Exactly like we thought it would be. It's going to be close. It's going to be physical. A lot of big highlight reel plays.
Jenny, if you had to pick, put you on the spot here, if you had to pick a player of the game for Nashville NightShade, who would you choose?
Goodness. Player of the game. I think Tori Taylor had some great defensive plays. I think I'm going to give it to her, but kudos to this whole offensive line as well, being so patient with the disc, so chilly, really finding their looks downfield, opening up big chunks of yardage at a time. Just an outstanding effort by NightShade here
Certainly
tonight.
the difference in the game, the Nashville O-line. For Atlanta, I think you have to give it to Mia Greiner. If only for the layout catch alone in the deep space, but that's not all she did in this game. She was everywhere on offense, on defense.
All the time.
She was a dominant force for the Atlanta Soul that Nashville really had to start throwing around and also locking up on defense, or try to lock up on defense. So Mia
That's
Greiner
right.
with a phenomenal game as well for the Atlanta Soul.
So NightShade taking away their first win of the year here. That brings their record to 1-3. Atlanta will now be 0-3 after the loss here tonight.
Well, thank you to all the fans at home for watching this game. Another rendition of the Premier Ultimate League. We will see you all next week for Week 6. Thank you for joining us tonight. For Jenny Newby and for myself, Jeremiah Branson, have a great weekend.
Thank you so much.